During the course of the last 2 years, a professional fighter's pay has been very sensitive. The pay complaints have been on the increase as more and more fighters are starting to speak up about being underpaid. This is why today we're going to talk about one particular MMA fighter's opinion. In this video, we're going to discuss Jake Paul and his take on the UFC's pay to their fighters. Without further ado, let's get right into it. By now, it's no secret that Jake Paul strongly disapproves of the UFC's habit of underpaying their fighters, and now he has taken it upon himself to make things right. For quite some time now, Jake has taken it upon himself to criticize Dana White, the president of the UFC if you don't know, for the organization's poor business practices, restrictive contracts, and low fight purses at every opportunity he gets. Being a well-known YouTube content creator and a professional boxer, Jake Paul has made it clear to using his large social media presence that his intention for going after White is to establish himself as an advocate for UFC fighters that may not have it in them to speak out for themselves. As expected, netizens and the entire MMA community have different opinions on Jake's action. While some people think it could all be a publicity stunt for the YouTuber, as usual, others think it's a mix of clout seeking and goodwill. Of course, there are no facts to prove any of these speculations, and as such, they'll remain just that, speculations. Either way, people are happy to see what Paul is doing, and many have declared their support for him. In addition to criticizing White and calling out the UFC, Paul has also started supporting MMA fighters financially. For example, he made a huge donation to UFC flyweight Sarah Elpar to help with their training expenses. To further promote his cause, Jake Paul is also trying hard to set a trend and prove that his heart is in the right place by paying his trainers and partners properly. Paul hired Anthony Taylor to be a sparring partner against Tyron Woodley, and even after having fought 5 times for Bellator, Taylor had no idea what a massive paycheck was waiting for him. The pretty boy himself announced that Paul had paid him more than his combined purses on his 12 MMA bouts just to train him for 2 months. In an interview with Betway Insider, Taylor had this to say: "I had the opportunity to fight in Cage Warriors, but I couldn't pass out the money Jake was offering. I'm getting paid more money as Jake's partner in 2 months than I made in my whole MMA career in 6 years. I swear to God, I made more money with Jake in 2 months than my whole MMA career." That's disturbing when you think about it, because I fought for Bellator, I fought 2 top 5 contenders in Bellator, and I had a good run. It's time to take it up a notch and fight for the UFC. Just in case you're not disturbed just yet, let me put that into perspective for you, okay? Anthony Taylor is a mixed martial artist, and a veteran at that, who has competed for Bellator MMA, Combat Americas, BAMA, and URCC. He started his professional career in 2015, and though he lost 5 of his first 7 bouts, that wasn't enough to stop him. Since then, he has gone on to win 5 straight bouts, including a win against UFC vet Chris Sevilla at Bellator 238. After having somewhat of a good run during the course of his 6-year career, Taylor has spent the last 6 weeks training with Jake Paul in Puerto Rico in preparation for his fight with Woodley. There's more. Taylor has gotten a spot on the same high-profile card. He's set to fight former reality show star and 6-0 boxer Tommy Fury. Tommy has been trying to get a match against Jake Paul, but has to go through Taylor first. When asked about the match, Taylor said, "I'm about to bloody him up. He's going to be in a dogfight. He's underestimating me. He's overlooking me. He thinks he's flying into Cleveland to win and then face off with Jake, but he ain't even going to see Jake that night." When Taylor was asked about Jake Paul and Tommy Fury, who were formerly celebrities before they became boxers, his response was, when he compared Tommy's fights to Jake's fights, Tommy's fights are embarrassing. Tommy fought a guy with 10 wins and 126 losses. Jake would never fight a guy like that. He's not that skilled. I want what he has, the money, the status, everything. In preparation for the fights, Jake Paul and Anthony Taylor have been training together, and a little over a month of training, Taylor has expressed major confidence in Jake, saying he knows Jake will win the fight against Tyron Woodley. In his interview with Betway Insider US, he said in his time with Paul's Puerto Rico-based training camp, he has seen Jake Paul progress into a complete boxer. He stated Jake has improved. You can see his improvements from his first fight with Jib through to Nate Robinson and Ben Askren, kind of cleaning up some of the sloppiness. He's kind of like Bellator featherweight champion AJ McKee. The way that AJ shows something different every fight, he's developing every fight. Jake's improved every camp. He's developing power, he's developed speed in his punches, great footwork, inside boxing. He's become a complete boxer in his world. I'm not saying he's going to fight Canelo or he's going to fight a top 5 boxer, but he looks great, prepared and ready to go. He went on to add that Jake is more focused than anything. He knows Tyron is the toughest opponent to date, and he's locked in focused. He looks amazing, his diet is on point, his cardio is on point, and he's getting better and polishing his skills. BJ ain't bringing in no scrubs, he's bringing in pro fighters. Plus, he's got Jay Leon Love here, is always sparring Jake, loves a world level athlete, athlete, and he's not taking it easy on Jake. He's going hard, and I don't see Tyron getting this type of work. According to Taylor, Jake's head trainer BJ Flores likes Jake to spar with the best of the best and has gathered undefeated boxers like Jean Pascal. Needless to say, BJ isn't making it easy for Jake at all. In the interview, Taylor went on to say that Jake's just not fighting MMA fighters and beating them up. He's fighting real boxers and he's giving them a hard time. Because a lot of boxers come in here the first day and say, he ain't no fighter, and then they spar him and they say, I didn't know he was that good. Taylor went further to say, Jake's a bully, he bullies you. He comes forward very aggressive. He will overwhelm you if he has to. Luckily, I'm used to training with guys as tall as he is. Jake's very strong, very quick. Surprisingly for a guy who's a YouTube turned boxer, the guy is a natural athlete. Jake overall is an aggressive guy in the ring. He has a great heart, he has a hell of a chin, he has determination and a great team behind him. Going on to say, Jake did a lot of work with his footwork to get him out of dangerous positions. Still, on the topic of Jake Paul's bout with Tyron, a conference was held at Hilton Hotel Ballroom to review the upcoming fight. During the conference, someone for Team Paul started jawing at Woodley's mother and sister. Things got a little out of hand between Jake and Tyron, but it was quickly handled. Eventually, Woodley and his family were safely removed from the room. In other news, as we stated, Jake Paul isn't just fighting for UFC fighters to be paid well, he's also putting his money to good use. UFC flyweight Sarah Alpar took to social media to solicit financial assistance. She needed assistance to enable her to train full-time for her upcoming bout. Initially, her crowdfunding goal was $1,000, but to her surprise, the universe decided that it was about time to turn the listings to her favor. Jake Paul not only donated a huge sum, but he also helped get the word out to other people. He later tweeted, SMH, imagine a rookie in the NBA had to start a GoFundMe to play. I let Sarah at Too Sweet Alpar know she has my support and contribution. It's my honor and privilege to help fellow fighters in any way I can. Sarah then responded by saying, Wow, I am blown away by this happening right now and I couldn't be more grateful. Thank you everyone for your support and Jake Paul for contributing and getting the word out about my fund. You're all helping make my dreams a reality. I want to thank each donor personally and respond to several of your social comments. Please be patient as I have training and homework to do, but I'll respond. I am beside myself. Thank you. I believe we can reach the 30K goal and I'm here to show up and fight like you've all shown up for me. Let's do this. After Paul got the word out, Alpar got more donations from the Thriller Fight Club, giving a sum of $25,000. Peter Kahn, the chief boxing officer for Triller, said, we are honored to help Sarah as she continues her march towards becoming a world champion. Sarah and many underpaid UFC fighters are starting at a disadvantage when they have to work multiple other jobs while putting their bodies and brains through the most rigorous training one can imagine. It's sad to see such talented fighters making less than the UFC ring round card girls. It may seem that Jake Paul and Triller are being problematic by funding fighters from UFC because of the competition, but it's a good thing that they recognize someone in need and decide to help despite their differences. And that's a wrap up for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. While you're at it, click the thumbs button and the bell so you get notified every time we post a video.